If you're gonna abduct me, leave me a mark or give me some superpowers or make my wiener bigger or something. Jesus, don't just leave me like you found me.
Make it worth it.
Put hair back on my head. All that technology, do something.
Jed, we're going to talk about your weird dream today.
I don't know.
Yeah, we are. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it because I want to hear it. It's interesting
Talk
stuff.
about sleep, the
Sleep
importance of sleep,
paralysis.
and how
We can
sleep
we can talk about
fuck you up.
sleep and stuff, and then we can go into dream. And it's funny, you know what you said? You said that you had that dream. So interesting because last night I didn't have a sleep paralysis dream, but I had a fucking weird dream last night. So odd. It was like multiple things. Like initially, I was in the Alps, the Swiss Alps and shit, in a
Whoa.
building looking, and people were going outside. I was like, oh, I want to do that, and then they were being repelled, and I was like, oh fuck, that looks scary. And then I went literally from like there, and I was in this building. I was walking around, and then I'm at a house at Eva Beach, at a
From
house.
the Swiss Alps
Swiss
to
Alps
Beach.
into this house at Eva Beach, and the water was there, and I was like, what the? It's such a fucking weird. Like I was like going to these things, like then I was went
You're an
outside
interdimensional
into the,
traveler.
then I went
Yeah.
outside, yeah, and then there was somebody. I was out there, and then I was chasing this guy, and I went up this hill, grass hill, huge, and I was like trying to get up the hill, and I get to the hill, and I'm in a fucking college. I'm like, where is this a college? It was really weird. I was going to all these places. I was like, what is this dream? What does that mean? It was like so odd. All right, we'll get started here. Let's do it. Jed's gonna tell us our. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Paradise Pump. And I'm back for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the last one with Mel and Jed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm here and we're gonna talk about like sleep today. I think we're having some discussions about sleeping and dreams and what that all means and sleep paralysis. I guess Jed's got a story for us. So
Yeah, so I go to bed and at some point I'm awake and I can't open my eyes all the way, but it just looked like I was kind of like in an operating room
mm,
and I knew other people were in there and I couldn't move. So I kept fighting trying to get out of the bed and I couldn't move. And it's kind of hard to explain because I couldn't talk, but I felt like whatever was in the room could communicate is how it felt. So I kept getting like, just calm down, you'll be fine. And I kept saying, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of bed. And then I started getting all these weird images in my head of like people smiling and being happy and shit. So I guess that's what was trying to calm me down.
okay.
And then when I finally said, okay, do whatever, is kind of how I thought. My whole body locked up to where like my legs and my hands were in the air, and I heard all this shit going on, like mechanical type noises. And I was still trying really hard to open my eyes, and I could only open them halfway. And I could see it. Well, it didn't look like I was in my room. And then next thing you know, I look at the clock. I'm wide awake. I can move, and it's 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "What the hell just happened?" And like, it took me a while to want to go back to sleep. But that's the second time something like that. I won't talk about the first time because it's really weird. We usually when I tell that story, people think I'm bullshitting. But that happened to me last night. And it sounds like sleep paralysis, but I know it wasn't a dream because I could feel my body and everything. Like when it
Yeah.
locked up, I felt it lock up.
Hmm.
But hearing the noises and sensing other people were in the room and getting the thoughts back and forth was just really weird. But then next thing you know, I
Interesting.
wake up, it's 10:30 at night. Everything's quiet.
Okay.
The first thing I did was move, and I was like, "Oh, I can get out of bed. I can talk." Because I, at some point when I was having, I was trying to talk and I couldn't talk.
Right. Right.
I can only think
Wait, what time did you go to bed?
on 8:30.
8:30. Okay. I mean, I've had similar things. Usually the times that I've had that, and it's been a while actually, it was usually during the day when I'm napping.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I have to say it was always during the daytime. The room wasn't dark, right? It was just dim. It wasn't like super dark because it was during the day. Yeah, and most of the time, yeah, it was weird. And it usually was when I'm first falling asleep, right? It's like that first, it's kind of
Mhm.
like that, maybe the first hour or 2 hours when you're just trying to get into that, to the REM sleep. And then you're trying to get up and you see yourself sitting like, right? Laying there trying to, you can see it and you're dreaming of yourself trying to get up. Yeah. And then you think you're actually awake. Like I feel like I'm awake and I'm seeing everything in the room and I'm laying there and I'm seeing all of it and I think I'm awake, but I'm actually dreaming, right? Still physically dreaming. And then I finally push myself out of it and I get up like really feels like someone's holding me down, right? Like
Hmm.
have to fight it and I get up and I get up and like what was that? Um so
I've
but I haven't had that in a while.
I've heard instances of that as well. People where they can't move, they can't talk, they can't breathe. It feels like
Yeah,
something's on their chest. I
right.
mean, they think of these things like as if they had, uh, a shadowy figure over them,
Mm.
or pressing onto their chest, or sitting on their chest. Or I've heard of all kinds of instances like that. What do you think that's attributed by? 3 cc's of trend too much, giving you nightmares, or what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Stress.
the sleep process thing, there's a scientific answer for that, right? Like I've looked it up, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, there's an actual can't remember it right now, but it was
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
neither.
you can look it up. I mean, it's there's an actual term for it, but the whole like somebody sitting on your chest or because there's something they said like it was there's this woman or something. I heard stories of people saying that it's like almost like a ghost that's doing it to them, right? I've heard that. I've never I've never experienced that. I have had, like I said, I've experienced like I felt like I couldn't move and like something, a force, not saying it was any person or anybody or anything, just a force that was like not allowing me to move. But a lot of times in dreams, it's normal for that. Like, you ever had a dream where you're supposed to race somebody and
But
then you
you
go and you're like,
so
and
slow.
they're taking off and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
your feet feel like they're like 200 pounds a piece, you can't move. You're like, whoa, like that. So I always, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, it's the similar thing when I'm trying to get up. It feels the same way. Like I'm, I weigh like 1,000 pounds and I'm trying to move and I can't. And that's kind of how I think of it.
What was weird about my thing? I didn't feel anything on my chest. I just couldn't move.
You just couldn't move,
But I
right?
felt like whoever was in there, I was communicating through passing thoughts back and forth
Mm.
because I couldn't talk.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you were like
Because I was
telepathically.
like going, I got to get up. Let me get up.
Hmm.
And then I just kept getting like nice images, like it was trying to calm me down. Like
That's
people
interesting.
smiling. And I won't talk what the people look like because it's kind of weird to explain. It was just like people smiling, people happy, and it was just like saying, just relax, this will be over.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
when I
I've never
finally
had.
did relax, that's when my arms and my legs locked up, and I started hearing all the noises and shit.
Yeah.
And then I woke up. So
When
it
when
felt.
you woke up though, did you wake up like laying there? You woke up?
I woke up like I went to sleep. I sleep
Okay.
on my back.
Okay.
So I woke up like I went to sleep, and then I looked, and when I looked at the alarm clock, I was like, "Oh fuck, I can move now."
Interesting.
So I didn't come out of it. I went back to sleep and then
Mm.
came up.
So interesting. When like I said, when I would wake up from those things, I would sometimes make a noise sometimes too. I'd be like, like I was, making this noise of trying to get my body up. And I literally would wake up sometimes, like wake up like get up, like up out of bed. Like I was fighting it and I was
Hmm.
dreaming of it. In my head, I was dreaming that I was sleeping, but I know I was dreaming. And then I would wake up and I would be sitting up. So it's kind of weird because it's like I'm dreaming. I'm literally dreaming this, but I'm physically doing it. So it's pretty interesting.
The first time a
So
few years ago when it happened, I was actually I was wide eyed in my room,
mm.
and I could see stuff walking in and out of my room and talking. I can
Yes,
hear them
I've
talking.
I've had that. I've had that where
I
I
couldn't
think
I
I
couldn't
could see
understand what
it.
they were saying. I remember looking over and seeing stuff come in my room. And I just kept telling myself, "Just play dead, play dead."
Yeah. Well, I
And
never
then,
had somebody come in, but I remember I could see everything.
yeah,
It's like I was sleeping, but I like I said, it's so weird. It's like I'm awake, but I'm actually not. I'm sleeping and I can see everything in the room. Like I'm looking in my room and I can see my whole room. Like everything's where it's supposed to be, right? But I'm thinking that I'm awake, but I'm really sleeping. I'm really dreaming of this. So have you ever had that?
Sleep paralysis?
Or similar like what we've had?
Yeah, I did. But as far as the sleep paralysis, it's been a while where I actually felt like I was being pressed, and
Stuck.
there was
Yeah.
a weird, call it what you want, supernatural entity that
Yeah.
was, doing whatever these things do. It's been a bit, and um, I I try to calm myself down because you're trying to fight it. You're trying to move.
Yeah,
You're trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
move.
yeah.
So I try to talk myself down, like just, okay, calm down, breathe. Instead of trying to fight and move your whole body, try just move your fingers, move your toes, and then
Mm.
try to slowly talk myself out. If sometimes there's been I do admit there's been an occasion or two that I had to talk to Jesus about this. I'm like,
Wow.
yo, God, get me out of
And this
this.
It's
happens 2
intense.
days after I get baptized.
That's what I was about to say too. He
Yeah,
just got
that's
baptized.
true. I
So
didn't think about
maybe,
that.
you got these
Maybe there's
things
some
trying to
spiritual
like,
thing going on
Ted,
there.
come back to the dark side. We got cookies.
I'm
We
gonna
got
look up. I'm
cookies.
gonna look up a hypnotist and find out what it.
So, there's been
No,
occasions
look,
where
yeah.
I do, but then like as far as dreams, I have very, 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 very lucid, very vivid dreams. Like how you and I were just talking about,
Mm,
or that we were just talking about a little earlier here. Like being an interdimensional being and traveling place to place, and it's just super
mm.
random. You turn the next corner and then you're another place, and
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
I get those quite frequently, and sometimes I try to make sense of it. But
Yeah.
as far as like it never, 80% of the time it doesn't make sense. It's like, oh, that was a pretty random, but that was a pretty cool dream.
Right.
Okay. But the sleep paralysis stuff, yeah, I try to just be like, tell myself, all right, slow down, like
Hmm.
just try to breathe this out, slowly move, don't try to fight it, talk to Jesus if you need to.
That's funny.
What if sleep paralysis is a conspiracy cover up for alien abductions? Like they just
I
tell people, "Oh, you said sleep paralysis," but really that's what the government's using to cover up.
I don't know.
I wouldn't I
I don't
wouldn't
know.
put it past it. I mean, it
I
could
don't know.
be. I mean,
Because every time I've had it, it's been similar to what people
right?
describe in an
And
abduction.
like the Men in Black, they just flash,
Yeah,
and then you have no idea, recollection of where you may have been, and you heard all of the machine noises. So what if you were in some type of
yeah.
foreign object?
That, yeah, I don't know about that. I have no idea. I have really no like comment on that one. I don't, because I don't really know.
Because like when
Better
I heard,
scan and
Hmm.
feel your body, see if you got any.
because when my body locked up, I heard a loud buzzing noise, like I was hit with something, and then my body locked up and started shaking real bad,
Hmm.
and then I went back to sleep and woke
Interesting.
up.
And when I do get that, I think a lot of times, because I'm a side sleeper now. When I was younger, I used to sleep on my back a lot. Um, but now I really can't sleep on my back because I actually kind of snore a lot if I sleep on my back. But if I sleep on my side, I'm good. Like I don't really snore at all on my side. So I don't know if that part of that is, laying on my back and then the breathing.
Yeah.
My breathing is kind of weird, right? I'm snoring, and so I'm not breathing normal, and maybe that's causing me to
Yeah, so that's what I wonder as well too. Could the paralysis be misconstrued
of your
as
body.
apnea,
Yeah, as
and you're
apnea, and
just
your
like
body's trying to
tripping?
wake you up,
Yeah, and you're just
like you're
tripping.
right, like
Yeah,
you can't breathe very well,
yeah.
so your body's trying to wake you up, like, but then you're sleeping, you're in deep sleep, so you're in the weird middle, right? It's trying to get you up so you can breathe, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like, I don't know. That's like I said, I haven't had it in a long time, so
Do you have sleep apnea?
yeah, I have sleep apnea,
Do you
but
use the machine?
yeah, I was using it for a long time, but what I find is, well, one, sleeping on my side is huge. Like that really helps. If I lay on my back, like yeah, for sure, sleep apnea, pretty bad. But if I lay on my side, not bad. So I can get away with just laying on my side, and it's okay. But if I'm gonna lay on my back, like anytime I do like the sleep studies and I lay on my back, it's pretty bad. The breathing is very restricted. So
Do you have sleep apnea, Jed? Are you
Only
sure?
only when I
How would
get
you know?
only when I get heavier. If I get around 240, I start
obviously,
getting it. But if I keep lean, I'm good.
yeah.
So maybe it is a spiritual thing. You just got baptized, and all these monsters are like,
Well,
Jed.
if you're gonna
Come,
if
son.
you're gonna abduct me, leave me a mark or give me some superpowers or make my wiener bigger or something.
I mean,
Jesus, don't just leave me like you
make my
found me.
wiener
Make it worth it.
Put hair back on my head, all that technology, do something.
And I
You're
had
right.
Jed's
You're
like, come
right.
on, hook me up, man.
You're gonna mess up my
Shit.
sleep. You gotta leave me with something.
Where's
Not
the return on
obligated.
investment here? Fuck, I'm
Yeah,
giving you my body.
yeah.
Give
What's
me
the
back
return on
hair.
Where's the
investment?
ROI on an alien
Nothing,
abduction?
man. Nothing. You ain't getting
Oh my
shit.
god,
Mm,
it's too fucking funny.
the aliens, the aliens. Hey, well, speaking of aliens, let's I'd like to talk about that for a minute. Just
Sure.
something really quick. I think we have talked about this before, but I just kind of want to go over it. Your guys' thoughts on that. So, do you guys think that aliens, are intergalactic and they're not from this solar system or this, from the Earth, basically, or from one of our planets around us, surrounding planets? Or do you think that, the aliens, they say they're here on Earth, right? And they're from the Earth and they're an advanced civilization and they've live in the water, right? There's all these different things, live in Antarctica, in the ocean, and they're not actually from outer space. They're from here and they've been here for thousands of years. What's your thoughts on the whole alien thing? Because every once in a while it comes back and forth, and like I noticed in the last couple of years in like news, there'll be a thing for aliens for like a little bit, and then it'll go away, and then it'll come back again. Aliens, and then go
No,
back
I
away.
honestly think with this, with everything that's coming about, especially with this three-eye atlas thing that's apparently nearing Earth and all of that, there's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of alien disclosure that's gonna come to news. Um, I'm gonna say it here. Yeah,
Okay.
it's probably gonna be in this within this within these next 3 years. We're gonna have a lot of alien disclosure. In my personal opinion, this is just allegedly. I believe that there's aliens everywhere. I mean, we're just like a little microscope.
Oh,
Earth,
so you think they're like
they're
there's here on the Earth,
everywhere.
in the galaxy,
Yes,
all over.
galaxy and
They're
they're
walking among us type of
they're
thing.
they're hybrids walking amongst.
Oh,
There's some
interesting.
in the ocean. There's some like that we just don't know about, you know?
Mm.
So I think they're all over the place and we just don't know. And like I said, there's gonna be more disclosure. Um,
Do you think that we don't know? Do you think that the government knows?
yeah,
Yeah, they
absolutely.
definitely
Yeah.
know.
You're saying the government knows all these things, but they're not letting us know,
Yeah,
right?
could you
Yeah.
imagine if the government told us the truth about aliens?
Yeah.
Would it be beneficial to the government? No, I don't think so.
So you think the government keeps it from the public because if it came out, it would change a lot of things, such as like religion too and stuff like
Advanced
that.
technology, religion.
It would affect people's
Yeah.
religion, right? Like
Oh,
it would have an
absolutely.
effect on
And
religion.
that's
Yeah.
that's another thing that's going to come into full disclosure within these next couple of years, the truth about religion.
All that stuff. Yeah, because it's kind of all tied in together,
Hmm.
right? There's a lot of it.
What's your
Yeah. So
perspective on aliens? I'm still like, what trips me about the aliens are the ones those crop circles.
yeah,
And that technology is like amazing. I'm still
the crop
wondering,
circle thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
how does nobody get it on video with
I know.
all of the video? I mean, all of the technology that we apparently have now, like nobody has like
And they've tried to replicate
replicate
that
it.
and they could
They
not.
cannot.
Nobody can
The way that
replicate
it's
it.
pressed into
Yeah,
the ground, you can't replicate it. It's
nobody
perfect.
can.
And all of it, not all of it, majority of these crop circles are sacred geometric shapes.
That's what
Right.
I was about to say. To copy the mathematics behind it, so you can
Yeah.
actually make communication
Like I
with
was
the
saying, sacred
shapes.
geometric shapes. Yep.
It's so, yeah, I don't
Talk
know.
about conspiracy. I mean, that's like a
Right?
big, real big rabbit
That,
hole
I
to
mean,
go
that in
down.
itself, like you said, yeah, that's a big one right there.
And if the government told us the truth about that little stuff like that, like we've been suppressed about truth
I
so
mean, it
much,
goes back
and it's a
all the way
control
to
thing as well too.
Roswell, like back in the 1940s.
Hmm.
And I believe that. Like in the 1940s, I mean, I do actually believe that like those things happened. There's so many people that have
Conversations with
talked about
aliens
it,
making a
so
handshake
many
deal.
things that have happened. I mean, there may be some of the stuff's not accurate completely, but I do believe that there was contact and something happened, and there was things that did happen back then. I mean, it's just the whole thing to me. It's just who came up with the idea of UFOs and aliens? Like somebody just thought of it? Like it's just, hey, I got an idea. Let's just start talking about aliens. No, I think it was something that people saw, and it is a real thing. And yeah, I think it's definitely real. I definitely kind of sort of like how your thoughts are on it, where I think they're in the ocean. I really wonder about them walking among us. I'm like, yeah, maybe there's, that is interesting, but why wouldn't they be able to, I mean,
Hybrids.
disguise, right? They can put themselves into a shell. I always felt that the alien thing was they're an energy source basically, and then they have those bodies that they can just make these bodies that are very durable, right? The alien body with the big eyes, that's just the body, a shell, but the energy is them, and they can put themselves into these bodies, and they can transport themselves around. But if you didn't have the body, you wouldn't really see them because they're this energy force. That's kind of part of it, I thought, like
I mean, there's more than one type alien.
right,
So, I
right.
mean, like how there's thousands of different species amongst us as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the ones that people see, right? The like that prototypical, the bigger head with the big eyes, with the small chin, like
long
skinny
fingers,
body.
skinny
Right. That's the
bodies,
one that most people think of. So,
Those are supposedly like the worker class ones that are made to go do.
the
right.
grays.
Yeah.
Those are the grays are the ones that are
And
made to
then you
go and
have interdimensional, which is something we haven't discussed yet.
what I don't even think we could even see them.
No.
See, I don't even think those one, like, I don't think we even see those. Like I said, this energy source. It's like a light source. Like you don't see them.
Well, I mean, look, there's actually some very credible abductions. So, I mean, you look at like Betty Barney Hill's one of the famous ones.
Mm.
And then God, the Fire in the Sky guy, what's his name?
Yeah,
You
that
remember that
guy.
movie?
Yep, that guy. And he was on Joe Rogan too, right?
Yeah, and
He's talked a lot.
what's his name? Travis Walton.
Travis Walton, yeah.
And
People
then
go back and forth on that guy's story. And then that Brazilian one,
I don't
the
is that the
remember
alien
that.
in
school where it came
Brazil.
down to everybody in the school
Yeah,
survived?
and then
Yeah.
there was one guy, he tried to help it, and he got some fluid on him, from the alien. I guess the alien was injured. He got fluid on him. And then it's funny because they said they called the police, whatever, and then the police, the US government, bunch of black vans of black trucks showed up like over there in Brazil, like they showed up, and like took it, and that guy died within a 24-hour period. He got this fluid on him from the alien, and within like a 24-hour period, I think it was a day, maybe 2 days at most, yeah, he ended up dying. He was in the hospital. He got real sick, and he had some type of bacterious body, and he died because he touched that alien. Yeah,
And there was in Zimbabwe
and that was real. Like he actually
Yeah.
died. Yeah.
where one landed at a school and like 60
Yes, the
kids in
Zimbabwe one.
Zimbabwe.
That was a big one. Yes, where all these kids saw it, and so I mean, it gets to the point where you're like, everybody's just making, everybody's making this up. Like, I don't really think so.
The little alien things that they found, was it like Mexico or whatever?
Oh, the
Those are
fake
the
In
ones,
yeah,
yeah.
Mexico,
those are
yeah,
debunked. Right. We know that much. People just
You
wanted
ever seen
attention.
the fourth kind?
yeah, I
That
think I
one
did see
that one's
that.
scary as shit.
Yeah, I
I
think I
don't
did
think
see
it's
that.
true, but it still scares the shit out of you when you watch it. It's supposed to be based in Alaska.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, because there was also supposedly like the Navy SEALs, there was this there was this base in Antarctica, and it's like a hidden cave base. And the guy was telling a story about it. He went in there, and it was huge. It was like 50 feet high. And he said it was bright in there, but there was no lights.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird. You walked in there, and the room temperature was like normal room temp. And it was this big like hallway he was walking down, you know um and of course they weren't supposed to talk, they weren't supposed to talk about it after and all that. And so,
Well, that's Admiral Byrd
Admiral Byrd, yeah.
well, Admiral Burt,
said the
right,
same shit
well,
about,
that was right, he flew, lost radio, everything, and then basically his plane was being guided. He lost control of his plane, everything. He said I don't know, where did he go? did he fly into a cave or something? I think he did. He flew down into some cave and then he had no controls of his plane. And then they guided him and he said it was green and a whole city and very modern. And they were talking to him on the radio. I think it was the radio or through his head. I don't know. But they were communicating with him. And then they brought him down. They brought the plane down. He couldn't do anything.
Why do we never ask the hard questions and get enough answers in regards to why is Antarctica so protected, and
Yeah.
why did all these countries sign this peace treaty over Antarctica?
Yeah. It's
So
the thing.
what are they hiding? Why
You
can't we go
can't
there, right?
yeah, you can't.
And
Well, you can go
scientists
there
can go there, but only in a
only in this. Yes.
section.
Well, they have that whole camp there.
Yeah,
So you can go there to this camp, but you're not allowed to go to certain places. And you can't go looking. And if you do Google Maps, right, a lot of it's blurred
yeah.
out. So there's a bunch of it that's blurred, which to me goes, okay, well, why are you blurring this out? Like, what's going on? We can't actually see the entire Earth on Google Maps. Like, there's
Yeah,
things that
so
are blurred.
exactly that. I mean, you guys believe in the ice wall as well too, in the flat Earth?
No, I don't.
I don't, you know what? I really tried to look into flat Earth just to see, like, because I'm, like,
Yeah, yeah.
let's see what these guys got. And no, I just can't. There's just not enough for me to go, yeah, this is a real thing.
So
Like, there's
every
just
other
no way.
planet's round except Earth.
Exactly. Like, I just don't believe it. There's no way. It just doesn't make sense at all. Um, but again, so the government hiding stuff from us forever, right? The moon landing, like let's be honest, right? The moon landing. I try to convince myself for the longest time, even after seeing things and evidence going, no, we did land, we did. But at this point, I'm like, there's no way. There's just impossible for me to believe that we had technology just based off of the technology that we have to be able to get to the moon like that and land it. It's just
Well,
impossible.
people have taken photos of the lunar surface and found like the launch pads and stuff there
I
from the
still,
land
I
module.
still just don't
I
believe it.
think what happened was we went there and we wanted to make footage so that people could see it on TV. So the footage that they made was false because nobody's going to be on the moon watching the fucking LEM module launch into space. So they're like,
So
well,
you think we went there, but all that footage was staged?
yes.
But we actually did go there.
Because if we go there, people are going to want to see all this stuff, right? I mean, that I'm not the first one to say
Yeah.
this. So they staged because like Neil Armstrong's first man on the moon. Okay, well, who filmed them coming off?
Exactly.
Right.
So they had to make all this footage for TV purposes.
But
But I still think
how
that
did we get to the moon, dude? Like, you
We
know how much
can't
fuel?
even pass certain
Well, it
freaking
takes so much fuel to get to the
yeah, well,
moon.
Saturn V rocket's the most powerful rocket.
and how
I don't
come
think so.
well, that's stupid. Oh, we destroyed all of our
That
fucking
was weird.
What?
Right. All of our
all of our
technology,
technology
NASA destroyed it.
yeah,
It was
that got
destroyed.
us to the moon got destroyed. Why? Especially if it was so cutting edge in order for
That
us to
didn't
get
make
to
any
the moon.
sense.
Like in the day and age and century that we are in now, how come we can't do better or even replicate it? Being that said as well too, all of that fuel to get to the moon,
Yeah.
how the fuck did they boost themselves to get the fuck back home?
That's what I was saying. It's not like gravity is just going to take you back to Earth. Like you need to how are you going to get out of the moon surface,
Well,
get
it's
out of there?
easier to get out of the moon's gravity than it is
Right, but the
Earth's.
lunar lander, have you seen it? Like the thing looks like aluminum foil
It
wrapped
did.
around it.
It sure did.
And when they were doing those tests before, they couldn't, dude, the thing was like this, like this thing was crashing. They didn't have one successful test run with that thing. That's why I'm just like, I just can't. We can sit and argue about it all day, but it's just too hard for
And
me,
like I was saying,
technology wise,
like
to believe it.
as many spheres as there are around the Earth to actually get to the moon,
Yeah.
we can't. Not even with Elon's technology can we get very far at all. So it's like I don't think we went to the moon at all.
Yeah. So you don't, you do think
I
we
think we
went.
got there.
Okay. I don't think so. I try to believe it, but but the government lies so much. I mean, I'm just not even surprised at this
Then you
point.
see a lot of the videos that they do too, like the cables when they're inside the like zero
Oh,
gravity and they do
yeah, I
like the
saw
backflips
those.
and then like they get hooked up on their
Yeah,
cables
they're
and
bouncing around. Yeah.
some of the ladies' hairs get hair sprayed up and if it's
Mhm.
zero gravity, your hair shouldn't be like this. It should just be like foiling in the zero gravity. I mean, it's just weird phenomenon. Can't explain why are there bubbles in the video as well too.
Yeah.
I think we'll go back too.
What is that?
I think we'll go back.
You mean for the first time? Yeah.
Yeah, go back for the first
For the
time.
first time. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, well, because they said that what's the belt that we can't get through?
Van Allen belt.
Van Allen belt. So they said, oh no, what we did was it's highly radioactive, but we went through the one section of it that was the least radioactive and it was the smallest. And this is in the 60s. They could see it, right? Figure it out.
Right.
They knew what section to go through. They said this that it was the least radioactive section and it was a smaller area and they were able to get through it
And like I'm
faster.
saying now, we can't figure it out now.
I mean, I don't know. Whatever. This is one of those debates that could go on and it's just gonna keep going. So but that's interesting. And then again, going back to aliens, yeah. The alien is very interesting, I think.
I'm hoping within these next couple of years we get full disclosure on the alien thing, the JFK files, 9/11. I mean,
Oh,
name
9
them, name
11
them.
never,
They'll
you'll never
never
get 9
disclose
11.
that.
They'll never get
I'm
9
just saying
11.
it was allegedly controlled
You would get
demolition.
alien disclosure before you get 9 11, guaranteed.
Too many parents have lost their sons at war because of
Too many.
9/11.
Yeah, they're not
That
going to do it.
they're
Yeah.
not gonna disclose what really happened.
Aliens, they can do that, you know. And they can just say, well, we were trying to protect people. Like, yeah. 9 11, no, too many people died over that.
Yeah.
How many people died over aliens, you know, or keeping aliens a secret? Nobody really. So, you know, I don't think so. So, well, there were people that got killed probably that
Mm-hmm.
wanted to talk about it, you know, because there's been some, you know, some people that were that there was that one Air Force tech sergeant, I think. Was he a tech sergeant? I don't remember. Anyway, he had seen and he was
That was the
gonna
guy that touched the craft and got all the shapes in
yeah,
his
and go
head.
on.
And
He was gonna talk about it, and then they said that I think it was like what was it, a couple days before he was gonna do the interview, or a day before he got hit by a car, a bus, or something crazy like that. And I was like, what?
Of
Like
course
something
that
weird. Yeah,
happens.
it was literally like, and it was literally right before the interview. So,
they went after how many times they went after Bob Lazar?
oh yeah, lots,
Yeah,
man, lots of times.
they monitor. He claims they
Bob
monitor every
Lazar.
phone call, everything he does.
I
Yeah.
bet.
I remember when that interview first came out because like Sci-Fi Channel showed it,
Mm,
and it was like 90, 91.
something like that.
And it's just been resurfaced. He's been on Rogan. There's been more new documentaries come out. The thing about that is he can scientifically explain how it works.
That's the
And that's
thing.
like, okay, now this seems a little bit believable. When he starts explaining the elements and how they
Right.
make the anti-gravity field and stuff, it's like, okay, this guy's not an idiot.
Yeah, he's very smart. And he
So
can break it down for you,
Yeah.
which is like, you know, you hear it and you're like, I don't understand everything he's saying, but it makes sense, you know, like you're a smart, dude. Um, yeah, because the anti-gravity, right? They created that.
yeah.
They have that. They have
Mm-hmm.
that technology.
And they've even caught the government covering up his tracks because he claimed, "Oh, I used to work here, and that's where they hired me from." And you'll call like I can't remember what company it was. They called the company. They said he never worked here, but then they found a newspaper article where he won an award while working there.
Mm.
So like there was evidence that they were trying to cover up his
Right,
past,
right.
so that they could try to make him not credible.
Well, and you know, another one that I always found fascinating, and just the stories behind it, Area 51. I found that so fascinating because they were saying the stories that I thought were really cool. I mean, yeah, the alien stuff's cool, but they were saying that you go underground and there's these tunnels that go through the United States. Like they go from cities to cities underneath from Area 51. It's just miles of from like Las Vegas to LA, you know, all these different places, and it's tunnel systems in there, huge lighted tunnels, and you go down there. And they were saying that
Yeah,
that's
that they're also saying that there's a city
right,
under
right.
those
There's
city.
like there's
Yeah,
cities in
like
there, right?
Starbucks
Oh
and
no,
like
yeah,
regular
right.
stores and
You can
everything.
there's
Like
stores and
yeah,
things, right?
and it's an
You go
easier,
down
quicker way
there,
to travel rather than
right?
commuting over the regular general.
Yeah. Well, are you because there's the one where they're saying, and I don't know if this has anything to do with anything to do with aliens, but in LA, there's the tunnels, and they're saying only certain people have access to it, a certain
A lot
level
of
of
the
person,
celebrities
celebrities
that
and
are,
multimillionaires,
yeah.
billionaires. And like you said, and you go down there and they can go through and not have to deal with traffic or people, and there's stores down there
Hmm.
and people are down there. That I don't know, because that you would have to have a lot of people to keep that a secret. I don't know. That one I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't
I
see a barista
I
at
feel like
Starbucks
that
underground keeping
right.
a
Well, I feel
secret.
like that would leak out
Yeah.
more than like say Area 51
Yeah.
with tunnels where it's government, right? That type of thing, I don't know. I don't know how that maybe,
We
but
will never know because we're not
we're
elite.
not in the level of that.
We're not part of their club.
I don't want to be.
But underground systems though, I that one fascinates me. I'm very fascinated with underground tunnels, underground systems like and I would not be surprised if there are underground tunnels that are going from city to city
Do you
and we
believe
have
that
no idea.
there's tunnel systems here on this island?
Probably. I think so. I mean, I wouldn't put it past, yeah. So,
Like in Cunha or
right.
Red Hill?
Well,
All
supposedly
those.
one of the so-called stargates is supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they said, right? Like I talked about before, especially on the Big Island and stuff. They said there was an alien, like, you know, when the Hawaiians were here, like before that, aliens supposedly aliens had been here visiting Hawaiian Islands and all that.
On
That
vacation.
was the story.
Vacation.
Yeah, they were taking even the aliens come to vacay on Hawaii. Well, all those tikis, okay, those tikis when you look at them, they were like that was supposedly like alien images, you know,
All those demigods, how did they
the
get the
demigods,
visions,
right?
right?
How did
Must
they
have been
get
from the
right the
aliens.
visions of the big
And
thing,
if you look at
right?
them well enough, if you guys know, I mean, they do kind of look like big ass machine elves.
Yeah, and they look right like machines, and they're like this, like they're short with the big head, big. I mean, yeah, you got something there,
Yeah.
right? With the machine and the bodies. It's interesting. And then
Hmm.
when they say many hoonies, right?
Hmm.
The many hoonies, you know, they even said the many hoonies were there was a many hoonie that was still here on the islands in the early 1900s. There was one left or something, somebody said. And there was a story about
You
it.
know that how often do those census people go around? How many every so many years, right?
Yeah.
On the island of Kauai, it's part of the census. They
There's
question
many
your,
hoonies?
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I don't know if there's, I mean, okay, well, one, do you even believe in many hoonies? But what were many hoonies? You know, Hawaiians, you know, said, I don't think they were Hawaiians. What if Many Hoonies was some type of alien, right? I mean,
Well, they had superpowers, right,
but
for
they
doing
used
what
to
they did.
well, what they did, right, was the Hawaiians would go to sleep, they'd wake up and this whole thing was built.
Mm-hmm.
They would go to bed and they said, oh, the Many Hoonies built it. It was an entire structure or whatever that would take the Hawaiians, you know, years to build, whatever. You know what I mean? These guys, they called it the Many Hoonies that were doing it, and they were these short little guys, right, running around. But supposedly, the story is that that's aliens. There were these tiny aliens, and they would do all this stuff.
They had supernatural powers. I mean, they weren't
Right? No,
physically
supernatural.
doing.
Exactly. They could move
So
things.
just the same way that,
Yes.
like, you talk about these supernatural things or entities and beings,
Right.
they still can't explain how these, structures in Egypt, these
Yeah.
pyramids were built, and with all of the everything that's happening below the surface of these
Oh
pyramids. I
yeah.
mean, they had to have been aliens because humans. I don't think humans are that smart.
No. Oh,
We
and
we
even
can't even replicate it.
to
Yeah.
move that, like we're thinking we could move it in some type of mechanical way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're a
Our
very
heavy
mechanical
equipment
society,
machinery
right?
can't.
But aliens, if it's true, if they're an energy source, if they have that, they can just move it.
And everything is cut with precision,
Yeah.
fit with
Perfect. Yeah.
precision. Like we can't even do that anymore. You even look at all of the structures in like Europe and all of
Yeah.
those beautiful museums and stuff. Like we can't even do that anymore. So
When
was
they say
there?
they all line up, right? The pyramids all
Yeah.
line up. It's like a radio
Like there's a field like
like
the
transmission.
belt
Yeah.
that they're on.
Well, oh, and then another one with the moon. The moon is hollow. You know, you hear that one? You ever heard of
I
that
don't
one?
believe that.
The hollow moon. They say there's beings that are on the moon that are living on the moon or in the moon. Like there's those stories too. So
We'd only know when we die and we ask Jesus what's the truth about all of this stuff.
I would believe that Mars was once inhabited.
Yeah, that's one they say could have been
That's
inhabited.
believable.
Yeah. They're going to be like, you're an alien. You're one of them. You were sent down here to see how it is, but you're actually an alien.
Makes you wonder, right? Talking about the aliens and abductions, what the hell are they doing trying to figure us out if they're that smart as well too? What are they testing our bodies for?
Some have claimed that it's because some of the species can't reproduce that they're trying to figure out a way to make a hybrid.
I heard that.
And
Or
that's
the
what
ones
they
that have
do.
like implants in them and stuff like that. Even what's that about?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many different stories, and yeah, and and I look at, I've just seen so many things, and I'm just like, what do you believe? What don't you believe? Maybe some of it's true, some of it's completely, bullshit. Like I don't know, but I definitely, without a doubt, think that there's more than what we think there is, than what the government's told us.
Yeah.
100%. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know, or we do know, but we don't know if it's true or not, you know. But we know we've already heard of it, we've seen it, but we've been lied to.
There was I know that they did a lot of they scrubbed the internet of a lot of information. And
Yeah.
just a little bit ago, while we're going through the 2020 shutdowns and stuff like that, they did a lot of scrubbing of the internet. But
Really?
they did also to open up the CIA files,
Hmm.
especially like the alien ones and like how what are they called now? They're not called UFOs.
Yeah, they're not called UFOs.
UAPs,
UAEs.
UAEs, right?
unexplained aerial
Yeah,
phenomenon.
so
Yeah,
a lot
UAE.
of them that come through, like over here, on these
Hmm.
Hawaiian island chains. So that's been as well released in the CIA
There's
files.
been videos of people
Yeah,
catching them here just past
Yeah.
few
yeah.
years.
No,
Evo
there has been.
Beachside, there was a
Yeah,
bunch that people came out from Evo Beachside.
yeah.
Yeah.
There has been.
Mm-hmm. And on the Big Island, there's a bunch of
I
people
think it was
just
during COVID.
yeah.
That's when it
And
came out.
Mexico was another place that they would always see them in Mexico. Here, yeah, that's interesting.
I mean,
I'm like,
there's
is that the government? Is that our technology?
it could be maybe some
And they're
government
not
stuff
letting us,
that are
right. They
like
don't want us to know,
yeah
that they
soft
have
launching
that.
it a little bit,
Right.
throw the scent off a little bit,
Exactly.
or even doing a mild exposure before like the big
Exactly.
reveal.
Because I feel like sometimes maybe that is our technology, but they're not going to tell anybody. And we think it's aliens because we've never seen it before, you know. But because supposedly, I mean, we have some really advanced technology that people don't know about at all, and they have never shown it, and we've never put it out there, and it's very advanced, and we have no clue,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're used to seeing things that have an engine or engines, fuel, like
Make
we're
lots of
used to noise.
noise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's technology where
yeah.
it doesn't have any of that.
I've heard that
So
as well too. There's only like certain people's call it what it is. You're talking about
yeah,
energy,
right.
people's energy that
Yeah.
operate these
Operate it.
equipment.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Operate it.
There's a few tales about alien encounters and stuff where I'm from on the Blue Ridge Parkway up in the
Yeah. Oh no,
mountains.
I heard that story. I know
One of
the
the
story.
that Dr. Greer, is that his name or whatever?
Alan Greer.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said he ran into one on the Blue Ridge
Oh
Parkway when
shit.
Well,
he
that
was up
jumped on the
there.
truck. There was one
Yeah,
guy who was driving and jumped on the truck.
yeah, and
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I gotta find the story. It's a great
hey, my
story.
brother's house is like you could walk to the Blue Ridge Parkway from his house. Like
Yeah.
it's a long
There's a few stories
highway that
about
goes
that.
through the
Yeah.
mountains. So that area it could be a hotbed. Not to mention the Brown Mountain Lights, which I've seen in person, and I don't know if I've talked about it on here before or not, but nobody can explain what they are. They're these lights that just show up and float around in the air.
Hmm.
They'll start on the ground, they'll come up and they'll make all these patterns and then just disappear and they'll appear.
Yeah.
So we thought it was bullshit. So one night we drove out there to Brown Mountain and sat there and watched them for like an hour. It is crazy.
I want to try do that too,
You
or
could
like get
National
some like night
Geographic did
vision
a
goggles.
special on them. Yeah, you just sit out there on the because they have overlooks where you can see the mountains and
Yeah.
stuff. So we went up into Virginia and pulled over and just sat there. We watched them show up and make all these patterns. When you're sitting there looking
Oh
right at them,
shit.
and I remember a park ranger pulled over because he saw my buddy throw a 40 bottle over. That didn't go
Uh,
over well.
Retard.
But while he was talking to us, he was like, he had never seen him before. We're like, well, just stand out here a minute because they'll show up. And sure enough, you start seeing like two show up and they're making similar patterns and they disappear. Then one shows up here and spins around a little bit and disappears. And
Hmm.
it was the craziest thing. So like nobody can explain what they are, but you're right there in front of your face when you're watching them.
So interesting.
It's
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
Yeah, because there was a story. The guy called 911. He was on the road, and they have the recording of it, and he's yelling, and I guess that on that road right there on that Blue Ridge, and then the alien as he was driving it, he like was in the road, and he jumped on it in the truck
In his truck.
in the back of the bed. And he was like, "What the?" And he was like, and he heard it scratching, and he like I guess he swerved hard or whatever, and then it flew out apparently. And then when he kept driving, whatever, and then he looked, and it was like huge, all this big damage.
Oh,
And
damn.
yeah, and they were like, he's like, oh, and he was describing it, what it looked like. It was like this big, looked like an alien almost, but big arms and things. And he was just like, he was on a phone,
Right.
like freaking out with 911. I'm driving right now on this thing, it's on truck, and I'm trying to get it off. And he's like yelling, and the operator's like, oh, okay, where are you exactly? And then, yeah, and then they went and did some stuff. And then I think it was like not very much long. Was it too much longer after that happened? Somebody else had seen something, an incident of it, something. So there was a couple incidents over there, which is so funny because I just randomly happened to see that
That's crazy. How do
story.
you explain that to your insurance company, right?
I
To
know.
fix the damages?
So an alien landed on the back of my truck,
There's a lot of weird tales, especially about skinwalkers and all
That's
types
what
of
I was
stuff
about
Yeah,
to
that
say.
exist.
Skinwalker
skinwalkers.
Ranch, too.
The
Like, that
skin, I
sounds
think this
crazy as
was
shit.
similar to a
That's what
skinwalker
it
thing.
sounds
Yeah.
like.
That's what it sounds
But
like,
in my
right?
area, there's tons of tales about that stuff.
Now,
Oh,
Indians, because
damn.
Indians also are big believers of the skinwalkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the thing that a lot of the Indian culture would talk about. The skinwalkers, they would come out at night and they would see them, and they would move really fast, like they could, run like 70 miles an hour, just blazing through, and they would see these things. Yeah, so that's those are stories. Again, what are these things, right? They're here
Yeah.
on Earth.
How come they're never caught on like trail cams?
They never catch, they never do. And every time in the videos too, the videos are always like blurry, right? Or it's not
Like
that great.
finding Sasquatch. I got
It's
hooked
just not
for
that
that for
great.
a little bit, like
Yeah.
trying to hope that we were gonna find Sasquatch, but
I feel like people have gotten good footage, but if they try to upload or anything, or it's like the government goes nope and just pulls it right off
yeah. Yeah.
right away, and nothing. And then they let some of this footage go in because it's crappy, so they allow it.
I think that's part of the conspiracy allegedly as well too, like how everything is on cloud storage. We don't
Yeah,
have hard copies,
right.
so it makes it easier to scrub, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean Jet has videos of aliens?
Yeah, where?
Yeah, I have it in my
Where?
iCloud
Let me see.
storage, so when
Yeah,
he finds it, it's all scrubbed.
it's gone. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he doesn't have actual disk or, hard
Right.
storage
Yeah.
of it. So that's why I think, I mean, they're taking away a
There was
lot of
that
the
there was that
ownership of
one trail cam
hard
footage of
stuff.
the one in Vegas. You remember?
Oh yeah,
The guy called in,
at
you
his
could see it
house.
on the canvas. He was
Yeah,
Oh
talking
yeah, at
about
his
yeah,
house.
yeah.
cops.
That was a weird one,
That wasn't too long
but
ago.
that wasn't that great of footage
No, it
either.
wasn't.
It
From
was
his
kind of like
backyard,
mirrored
right?
reflection
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing, and it was kind of like, yeah, is it really? I don't know, but it looks. You can see the alien's face, and then again,
Even
again, it wasn't that
with
clear
AI, it's so hard. I mean, easy to
nowadays.
replicate or easy to like fudge.
Yeah, I mean, now they have, they have equipment that can tell if it's AI or not, right? So when you do AI, they can actually like look at it, figure it out fast if it's AI or not. But yeah, that one in Vegas was a few years ago, and I don't know, that was big for a little while. That was going on. They were trying to figure it out, and then it just died. It just stopped. They stopped talking about that one. Um, and the family was like, they were pretty scared. So I don't know. It's so interesting. I mean, who knows? You're only gonna know what they want you to know, and then even if you do know, then they'll make sure that you sound crazy.
Of course, they're gonna make you sound
They'll
crazy.
make you sound crazy. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're just out there, like
And they're gonna set you up so
yeah,
that you look crazy as
right.
well too.
Because you can go on interviews and tell your story and stuff, and they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead, tell your story, whatever, and they'll just frame it so that you look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Could be like, oh, that guy is an idiot. It's like, maybe not.
That guy's been doing too much
Yeah,
psychedelic drugs
yeah,
and
too much psychedelic
went
stuff.
off the deep end.
Well, if they snub this episode, then we know it wasn't sleep paralysis.
I don't think they're really worried about us. They're like, oh, how much views they get? Oh, 100 views.
Eight
We're good.
views.
I know.
Yeah, we're good.
Eight. Don't worry about them. 8 views. Nobody's watching that.
But I honestly think, I mean, what do you guys think this 3-eye atlas thing is?
A front to tell some bullshit in the future.
Not the mothership.
No, it's something they're saying so that they can disclose something later or something like that. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, they're doing the soft launch. The like, we'll give them a little bit before
maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
a little bit of disclosure, so we can continue
If you
this.
think if it was alien, it would have been here already. You would think there's methods of travel are pretty fast.
Right.
So
Possibly, yeah.
And you see
Yeah.
all, and I don't know how big you guys are on YouTube and stuff like that. All of these freaking spiritual gurus talking about what this 3-eye atlas thing
Oh,
is, and
really?
like
They were
some type
talking
of
about it?
interstellar being or intelligence. Like, dude, we don't know. Just stop. Stop trying to make stories for fucking clicks and views, man.
Yeah, well, that's their own opinion,
Yeah.
right? So it's like,
you'll have another Hale-Bopp comet incident where you remember when those guys castrated themselves and killed themselves when that comet came over because he
Drank the
told them there was a
juice.
spaceship
Yeah.
behind it. You remember it was in the 90s.
I don't remember that.
So yeah, he had this cult, and the Hale-Bopp comet was coming by, and he told everybody there was a spaceship they were getting ready to pick him up.
Okay.
So they all castrated themselves and drank poison. And
Yep.
on the news, when they walked up, they were all wearing the same Nike shoes too. So they walked in the room, you just saw all these Nike shoes hanging off of bunk beds because everybody was dead.
Oh, I think I remember
Man,
the
that was
story
huge. It
now.
was a huge cult.
Yeah, how many
Yeah.
people was there? I think I remember that story now that you
That was
said that.
crazy.
And they just killed themselves for nothing. Stupid. So dumb.
Just
And they
like when
castrated themselves? Jeez.
Heaven's Gate, the
yeah,
Heaven's Gate
Heaven's
cult.
Gate. There's like all these weird ass cults. Like every time people talking about this, the world's coming to an end, or like something catastrophic's coming, then they sacrifice themselves.
Yeah, that's a big
Yeah,
thing.
these cults are crazy, man.
It's like- I just never understood cults.
But it's
So,
amazing how convinced these people are in regards to like
yeah.
that story.
Well, they really seem to brainwash them very well. Whoever's leading the
Because
cult.
that Heaven's Gate one was like kids and everybody, entire families,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
39 people died.
That's crazy.
They drank the juice.
Cut their balls
They
off.
did, right? Drank the juice.
The
Literally the
castration.
Kool-Aid, right? That's where that came from, right? That
That saying.
from that
No, that
guy.
came from the Jim Jones
Yeah, the
shit.
Jim Jones,
Yeah.
yeah. It was from Jim Jones. Because he had this huge cult and he basically had everybody drink Kool-Aid basically, and it was poisoned. And it
That
was a
was a
mass
lot of people.
suicide.
It was
A mass
How many
suicide.
people was that one?
And a bunch of people left before that because they kind of were like, this is not right. And they took off before that. So that's the interviews that they do. These people.
918 people.
Holy
And where was
shit.
he at? What
Was
country was
it
he in?
Guyana?
Guyana, yeah. But he was from like San Francisco or something,
300 were children.
Yeah,
Yeah. And they
300
had him.
children.
They all drank that Kool-Aid. That's
Amazing.
why drinking the Kool-Aid, that's where that came from. But a whole bunch of people left beforehand. There was a bunch of people that like, the week or two before took off because they were like, no, something's
You
weird.
ever watch on YouTube or like whatever, Vice? And they
Yeah, I
talk
do.
about,
I watch
yeah,
Vice.
they get down with the cults and stuff,
Vice
like
is
the
into all kinds
underground
of
ones.
stuff.
They get
Yeah.
into crazy stuff. I like
Vice
that.
does some interesting
Yeah.
stories. There was one, the guy was talking, I don't know where he was at, but he was talking to this native, this black native, very look kind of voodoo kind of looking guy, like white face and all that. And I guess he was a real live cannibal. Like, and
Oh,
he was talking to him. They were sitting at somewhere on the beach or something, and there was a bunch of them. And then this guy I think it was English or something, British. He was talking, and he kept talking and asking this guy questions. And then the guy, the the cannibal, in his own language, his native tongue, was saying, you talk too much. Keep on talking. I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat your something. I forget what it said. Something like, I'm gonna eat your eyes or something. I don't know. He said something. I can't remember, but And then the other guy, the interpreter told him, and the guy was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Well, I think I better go." And it was like real. This guy came to do this whole interview, and he was scared. He was like, okay, I think I better go out of here. He's like, "Oh," and he was getting nervous. And the guy was sitting there like annoyed, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like that guy,
Salivating, licking his chops,
yeah,
like
because
I'm
he
gonna
was
eat
like,
this
"This guy
fucker.
talks too much. He talks too much." He goes, "He's talking too much," and then he said something about eating him. He's like, "I'm gonna eat him or something. Eat something," and the guy was like, or eat his heart or something like that. And the guy was like, "Whoa!" And it was a Vice episode.
Yeah. I think that's crazy that there's still actual cannibal
Cannibals, yeah, they're
tribes.
cannibals, yeah. The ones that I've seen, they all have that white face. They put that white powder on their face.
I don't know,
I
that's
don't know
crazy.
what that is, but it's a thing with the white powder. Yeah, so yeah, I'm like, wow.
Don't be there.
I know, don't be there. These guys
Uh,
they got no problem killing you, eating you, I guess. Yeah, nope.
just
You
like
talk too much.
wasn't like that one Jehovah's Witness, was it Jehovah's or Mormons, they were trying to go to like outskirt islands and try to preach the word and
Mm.
whatever. They went to these untapped islands. They ended up dying because, yeah, cannibalism. They're trying to
They
preach
ate
Jesus
him. Oh,
words
and
to
they end up
them as
eating
well
him.
too.
Yeah,
Trying to just preach the good word,
right.
but to the wrong people
There is an island of civilization out where no one's allowed to go to, right? Because they'll kill you.
because they'll kill you as
That's
well.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, they're natives, you mean?
yeah, and they don't let anybody on the island.
Oh, so if you come in, they'll just kill you.
Yeah.
trying to spread the good word of Lord.
But we
They're
could
gonna
just
kill you
go in there and
anyway.
just kill them if we wanted to. I mean,
Oh,
I'm sure
why
they don't
though?
have guns and shit,
Probably not.
but we just leave them alone. I mean, if you want to just go over there and just freaking line them up, I like, who are you gonna kill? Like, you trying to kill me? Like, what? What are you talking about? You can kill me, like, I don't know. But yeah, well, but I'm sure those type of islands, it's always that person like, I want to go visit and talk to them and meet them. It's those like Karens, right? Yeah, let's go.
I can
They'll like
fix him.
us. They'll
I can
like
fix
us.
them.
We're so nice. I know. I can fix it.
I
Like,
can
yeah,
fix
okay.
him.
As he's freaking cutting your head off. Like, okay, good
Mhm.
luck. Yeah, it's so interesting.
Holy shit! That
Yeah, the
this podcast is
Amazon
funny. It had nothing to do
Amazon
with
jungle.
bodybuilding, but this is awesome.
Nothing to do with bodybuilding, but well, a little bit at the beginning, but not actually. No, not even anything.
Um,
But I did want to talk about because it was about sleep paralysis and aliens. Abduction.
Could you imagine if aliens did come here and they've never heard a trend?
Yeah.
Be
Right?
like, bro, let me show you something.
They'd be like, "Trend."
Then all the gray aliens get jacked as fuck.
Oh
It's like,
my God, that's so funny. What if they're, yeah, where are the jacked aliens? I'm waiting for those ones. Where are the really muscular aliens, right? There are none.
all you hear about is stories of them being like stink, slimy, bad breath,
Yeah, right.
um,
But you're not supposed to touch them too.
elongated
Yeah.
head, bodies, fingers,
Yeah.
but
Well, and they have I guess like that's the one, right? They have a chemical that they can put
hmm
off their body and it protects them. And if you can breathe it or if you touch it, you'll die. Our bodies can't. We don't have any cure for it, supposedly. So that's how they protect their
yeah, I've
bodies.
heard that.
Yeah. They don't fight, they don't use weapons, they just chemical, which is amazing. I mean, like nobody can touch them at all. Like it's so cool. I don't know.
getting them on steroids.
I know so so many stories, but this physical body that we're in, right? This physical appearance that we have, and which is basically, I mean, it's nothing, right? It's just a body.
Temporary shell.
It's temporary, yeah. It's just temporary. It's interesting, and we just try to do all these things to keep it alive as long as possible. This organic matter, we try to like, how long can we keep this thing going on Earth, right? There's something better, but
See, and that's the thing, right? So we're trying to advance our lifespan,
right.
with all of these health parameters and whatever. But the aliens who are doing tests on us, I mean, it's the same thing as well too. They might be looking at us like, "Oh, look at them. They're so stupid."
And then what if, but the whole thing is if you do believe in higher power and everything, right? And we're energy, you never really die. So then you're down here trying to extend your stay in this place, which is your comfort zone. But really, like it's a much better place to be when you leave here,
Mm-hmm.
right? So why would you want to extend it?
The
But
longer you're here, the more you learn.
right,
Takeaways
well,
more
yeah,
you
the
can
longer
learn.
you're here, the more you learn. But how many people are here and they get old and they like literally live in their house for the last 10, 20 years of their life and they didn't do anything? And that's pretty sad. So what did they learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's sad. And they were just staying there. So if that's the case, if we're here to learn, then basically you should never ever stop moving, stop doing things,
But
stop
what if all
trying
of
to
this is
create.
just a simulation? What if it is a
Oh, you're
matrix?
gonna go to the
What if
Matrix now. Now we're doing a whole
what if
nother.
those people are just NPCs
Well,
and they're necessary because they're part of the movie. They're part of the
I
matrix.
don't think Jed plays that one. I don't. I tried to get again. That was another one. I looked into the Matrix thing, and I was like, I don't know if I can. I can't get into that one too much. I don't know. I don't really. I don't really go with that one too much. That this is the Matrix. I think that things that are happening are really happening. Like it's really happening. If you die, like you die. Like we're not. We're not. This isn't just a vessel, and there's another. Our real bodies are stored somewhere else. Like I don't. I don't believe that. Like I think. I think we're energy, right? But if we die, we this body, it's dead. We're
So
done.
you don't believe in reincarnation?
Well, I didn't say that again because if I believed we're an energy source, right, we can go into another vessel and another body, right? If we leave here, believe in heaven or you might call it heaven or whatever you want to call it, but that there's this, really wonderful place that we go to, right? But we can come back down into another body, right?
I think reincarnation happens when you don't get everything you were supposed to get. If you don't learn everything you were supposed to learn, you got to come back and do it again.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard of that theory.
yeah, I
I've
believe
heard.
in that.
Well, the Buddhist monks have that theory, right? They have a similar theory of they're here and they're supposed to. There's like levels that they're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
do, and once they get to those levels, then
Once they reach nirvana,
the
then it's
nirvana.
up to
Then
them
if
to
they want to
come back
stay or they can
and
leave,
help people
right?
or leave.
Right,
Yeah.
and they're the one religion I think that believes in that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's their whole thing, right? Is that's why they're here basically, and they understand that, and that's why they meditate to develop this type of mental energy power that gets them to the different levels, right? Of of
So do you
understanding.
think coming here on Earth, it was our life, our roadmap has already we chose it before incarnating, and then upon birth, do you think we forgot our purpose and we're here to live it out? Or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I've heard of that too. I sometimes feel that there's a certain path that we're supposed to be going, and if we listen and if we're in tune and we're really understanding, I think we're going to go in that direction. But I also think we choose,
We have free
and
will,
we
yes.
have free will, so we make mistakes, a lot of mistakes,
Hmm.
and sometimes maybe we're going in a direction that maybe it wasn't supposed to go. I don't know if it's completely laid out. That part I don't know if it's all written out already. I'm not sure. I don't necessarily know if that's
Like soul contract before incarnating into
right.
Earth.
I don't That would be like saying like, okay, that would more or less be saying that this already is they know what's going to happen already. Like it's already been played out. The game has
Hmm.
already been done
Yep.
already, and we know it's going to happen, and we're just putting the pieces on the board
Our
and
free
letting it
will
do its
fucks it
thing.
up though.
Right. Our free will fucks it up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
So,
that's why we have the lessons to learn, whether or not, we want
mhm.
to use our free will or
But that's why I think you have to really listen, right, and pay attention in your life and choices, right? It's always they always say about choices, right?
hmm
Making one choice can completely change your entire life, right? Good or bad, you know. There's choices that you can make. I don't know. Somebody might be like, I want to kill that person. That person got me upset. I want to kill them. And they kill them and they go to jail for the rest of their life. That changed their whole life compared to just saying, ah, I want to kill him, but I don't want to go to jail. And they don't do it. And now they have a whole different life, right?
Right.
Just from one simple thing of
Mm-hmm.
pulling a trigger and shooting somebody, convert to not. That's
Mm-hmm.
very, very simple thing, right? That somebody could do. And it could affect their life drastically either way. So again, right? That the people that choose these things, are they making bad choices, or was that choice already made for them and they're supposed to make that choice to see what happens, you know?
Yeah, so when our flesh dies and we go to wherever that place of review, right?
Mhm.
And then isn't that where they say or see like, all right, did you learn your lessons?
Right,
Do you want to go back to like iron all of this shit back out or not? So
right.
like the
Did you
whole
learn,
incarnation thing, right?
or did you see you did this, or right? Like you harm these people, or I don't know, like you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to be like, I don't know, this perfect human being. I guess is that the goal, is to make all the right choices. Like you ever seen that the
Mm-hmm.
Groundhog Day movie, and he keeps living the same day, and he eventually he makes all the right choices, and then it finally ends. The next day is a normal day. Like, oh, I finally got through it because I did all the right choices, right? So is that like, that's what you're saying? Like we're here and we keep making choices until we make all the right choices and everything, and then okay, you don't have to be here anymore. There we go. But then like kids, it doesn't. I don't understand kids dying. It's like kid who's like 5 years old just dies. Like, what is that? What did he do? Or what did she do?
Or the little kids or the kids at all that get
Right,
hurt by
right.
adults.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Like, see, there's a lot of different things like that where I'm just like, okay, that they didn't live out their life,
Yeah.
like, or was that it? That was their purpose, was just come
Was
on
that your
here.
purpose?
That was it. Their purpose was to come on here to have this effect on certain people around them, and that was their purpose. They served the purpose of now because they died. It affects this person who now is going to do something differently to affect other people. Right? It's this chain event, right? Chain of events. So
So do
again,
you believe that in family in dynamics or whatever, there's one that kind of you could kind of more or less see that it's going to break the chains of all of these curses, family curses or whatever it might be as well too? Do you believe that's a thing?
oh, I don't know if it'll break the chain. I mean, there's one, but I think that people can do it, yeah, in the family. But mm, will it actually break the chain? I mean, it's hard to say because there's other members in the family, and all it takes is one to still not do that, right?
Or it could be that one that changes the dial to a different frequency that changes the trajectory for the
Hmm.
entire rest of the lineage, the families to come as well too.
Possible. That one I don't know. Yeah, possible.
What would have to happen to change the curse on the Jets?
The curse on just well, you saw Indiana football.
Yeah, we got to
I
figure that
think
one
since the
out.
1940s or something, they didn't get in bowl game or something like that. So they're going in the championship right now. So
Yeah,
yeah, so there you go. I think you just need a better coach. I don't know. Got to find a good coach for you guys.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
How many years had you guys been
The curse of the Jets. Yeah.
right?
since '69
But they're not, are they the worst team? Like, I mean, the longest dry spell?
for playoffs of any team in any
They
sport.
are the
Yeah,
longest dry spell? Oh wow.
2010 was I think was the last time in the playoffs.
Interesting. Well,
Maybe that's their purpose they serve. Maybe
No, I
The
refuse to
Jets is the
believe
the
that.
red-headed
the
stepchild.
Jets.
I refuse. I refuse to believe that.
So what's gonna happen? I think maybe Jed's purpose on Earth is that he's here till the Jets win a Super Bowl. And when Jed is like 85 and he's dying on his bed and they win that Super Bowl, he's gonna be like, "Oh God, they won!" And then
He
You're
can
gonna,
die
you're gonna hear the
happy.
he's
flat
gonna
He's
go
line.
to sleep.
You're gonna hear the flat line.
Yeah, he
he,
finally got his
yeah,
wish,
he's gonna be like,
and he's gonna be like, "That's his whole
"Oh."
purpose." Was the Jets to
See
win
the
the
Jets won a
Super
Super Bowl.
Bowl? Oh my God.
Oh,
That's crazy. That's funny. Well, all right. Well, that was interesting. Lots of interesting things. So if you're not into aliens and that kind of stuff, well, sorry guys, but who knows? Anyway,
aliens, conspiracy, or
yeah,
the Jets. Sorry, guys.
there's so much of it out there. Yeah. So anyway, well, thank you for joining us, and next time we'll talk about bodybuilding. See you guys next time on Paradise Phone.